Hey guys, welcome your faces back to another video on my channel. Today we are back with the flying aircraft carrier yet again, and today we're actually going to try and get this thing done. So we're going to add lights, we're going to try and figure out how to make these guys work a little bit better, and we're going to do some other stuff as well. So hopefully we can get all of that done, and hopefully it works quite well. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this in different sections, so I'm going to go ahead and put in the lights, and then I'm going to show you guys the lights. I'm then going to go ahead and fix this, and then I'll show you guys the fix, etc, etc, so that I don't bore you guys with building it at the same time, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Anyway, let's go ahead and get on with it, and hopefully we can build something nice. Okay, so because I think it'll be the simplest thing to do, the first thing that I'm going to do is actually add some lights. I'm going to go ahead and add some down the center of the runway. I'm also going to add some down the sides as well, because I think that'll look pretty good. We're then going to add some onto there as well, because that makes sense, and we might actually add some down below too. We'll see. Anyway, let's go do it. And here we go! So there's some lights on the actual carrier deck, as you guys can see. It doesn't actually feel very bright, but I don't know whether it needs to. What I might do in order to actually make it a little bit brighter is actually mount some spotlights in certain places, just so that we can actually point it down towards the deck. Probably from this side down onto the deck right here, and from that side down onto the deck right here. And then we might try and figure out something down there, but I don't want to blind anyone that's coming into land or anything like that, so we might struggle with that bit. But yeah, these are the lights that we've added. We've also moved these little buttons, so now going down on the elevators can be done via this, and then we can come back up via this as well, which is pretty good. But yeah, so we're on our way down right now. Takes a little while, but that's okay. And then once we're down here, we can actually turn on these lights via this thing right here. So if we turn on those lights, that is downstairs, all lit up as well. Pretty cool. Okie dokie, so I've added some spotlights at the end, but they don't seem to really do too much. Also, they're a little bit blinding, but they're at the end of the runway that you'd land on, so it doesn't really matter. So if you're flying from this side, you would actually land right here, and you wouldn't actually see them at all. But they don't actually, they're not actually spreading very much light around, so I guess we might as well get rid of it. But anyway, I've also added these guys as well that aim down onto the runway as well. I was hoping they'd be a little bit wider, but unfortunately, not really. But it still looks okay. It does still look okay. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to add some more engines. I'm actually going to try and add another 2, I guess. So, another one right here and another one right there. And then we're going to do the same thing on the next piece and on the next piece and on the next piece. And hopefully, this thing will then be able to fly. Alright, so clearly there are still some issues with this thing. It seems that our front engines and our rear left engine are still working fine. I don't know why the rest of them aren't. So, what I want to do is actually attach all of these engines together so that we have one massive, I don't know, engine system, I guess? So that we have, I guess, the same amount of power going to the same amount of propellers, if that makes sense. So the same amount of power goes to every single propeller. I don't know whether that's the right way of doing this, I really don't, but yeah, it might stop this, whatever this is, from happening. Okie dokie, they're all piped together now, as you guys might be able to see right there. There we go. Whether this works or not, I'm not so sure, but let's go ahead and get ourselves into the sky and see if they all spin properly, I guess? I don't know how this is going to work. So far, so good. It feels kind of normal. It does seem to, like, angle itself backwards a little bit. Not sure why that is, but it does level itself out, which is pretty nice. Here we go. We're about to get to the point where it starts going crazy. The ramps, sorry, the elevators are doing their thing, where they go bouncy. And some of our engines might be turning off. I'm not sure. But it feels like we aren't going crazy and spinning around anymore, so that might be good. Are these guys actually exploding and dying? Yeah, they're damaging themselves and blowing up. That's not good. That isn't really what you want. Are all of them doing that? Let's have a little look. So, let's go ahead and zoom this out a little bit. So, these guys are all damaged. Okay, good. These guys are all damaged. Okay, fine. These guys are all damaged as well. Okay, interesting. And all of these guys. Okay, they're all damaged. So that's no good. We are now falling out the sky and going to blow up. Bosh. Okay, right. Well, that wasn't very good. However, what that means is that they do all work together, but we're overspeeding them and damaging them. That's not good. Okay, guys, I just found out why. So all of the PIDs are actually set to 11111 instead of what we have on the other ones. So I need to go through all of these and essentially change them all to this. I know this isn't the best, but it works. So yeah, I need to go through each of these and make sure it's 0.1. Yes. Oh, here we go again. Let's see if this works this time. So none of them should explode this time. I think what was happening was because I didn't have PID controllers on the inside too, and now that I've connected them all together, it was actually damaging the one on the outside, which meant all of them were actually designed to blow up, which, yeah, isn't very good. You're only as strong as your weakest link, guys. Come on, remember that. Anyway, let's get ourselves into the air. There we go. It seems good so far. Hopefully it doesn't explode. Hopefully it doesn't explode. I think we're good so far. Yep, that seems pretty nice. Let's go ahead and level ourselves right here. Oh, no. Actually, we might be having some issues. No, I think we're good. I think we're good. It is actually leveling itself out, which is pretty nice. The only thing that is actually becoming a bit of an issue, which is actually killing me right now. Oh, no, they've died. They've died again, haven't they? Oh, I hate this. I hate when things like this happen. All of them have actually been damaged too much again and are broken. Yikes. Okay, well, anyway. This is seemingly one of our biggest problems right here. The fact that these guys keep bouncing. I'm not sure why either. Oh, I'm flying now. Oh, no. No. Okay. Well, that wasn't very good. That was not very good. But yeah, the fact that those guys keep bouncing is a massive issue. What I might do is actually not throttle up as much, and hopefully that'll help us. Give me that back. There we go. Flashlight, yes, and binoculars. Very good. Alright, let's get back inside again, and instead of throttling up to 170, we'll just go up to, like, I don't know, 75. 85 makes sense. Let's see if that is enough throttle, because it might be. Maybe. Alright, well, I mean, we're in the sky, so, I mean, that's a good thing, I suppose. There you go. Okay, these guys are going to start bouncing very soon, if not right now. Here we go. Let's see when that's going to happen. Oh, there we go. They started bouncing. It's so annoying, because it just shouldn't be a thing. That honestly shouldn't be a thing. That sucks. That sucks so bad. And then these guys are going to demolish themselves again, I'm pretty sure. They haven't. They haven't just... Oh, there you go. Now they have. I think they're just overspeeding and dying. But then it fixes these guys. So, yeah. Weird. Alright, so it turns out some of the PIDs weren't actually correct, and they'd reverted back to what they were, which is super duper annoying. So let's go ahead and see what happens this time. Let's get it into the air, and hopefully it works. With that being said, oh, bit of a hiccup there. I still have an issue with the elevators, because of course I do. There's always going to be an issue with the elevators, isn't there? Also, the weight issue. There's a lot more weight at the back than there is at the front, so it ends up, like, doing this on takeoff, which isn't the best. But yeah, there you go, look at that. It goes back to normal, very good. There you go, now we're in the sky. When's the jitteriness gonna start happening? It's already happening, good. And there we go. Interesting, so what I'm thinking we actually do is, instead of our elevators just being on 0, when we're at this point, we actually have them forcing themselves upwards, which should hopefully stop whatever this is, because it is controlling the entire aircraft carrier, which is super duper annoying. That's my system for stopping it. Not a very good system, granted, but I tried. And I should add another one there, but never mind. But yeah, I think we'll have, instead of a 0, we'll actually have a -1, so this is actually getting pushed upwards the entire time. It might work, it might not. Never mind, that plan doesn't work because it's already on -1. That is so annoying. That is really annoying. Look how scary that is. That is actually quite a threatening sight, to be fair. I think that looks really cool, to be honest. So, yeah, we're gonna get back on that and try and figure out how to solve the elevator issue. And then it should be good to go, to be honest. Also, I want to add some of those lines that we can see right there at the back. Essentially extend them all the way through just to give it a little bit more detail, and then we also need to do something on there as well. But honestly, that looks pretty cool. I don't know what's going on. I feel like this is causing issues, so if I disconnect that, it actually drops that back down. That makes literally, like, no sense whatsoever. That makes no sense! Why would it do that? Alright, if I go ahead and push this button, It disconnects anyway. Yeah, and these guys come up, and then it goes down. But that one shouldn't be coming up all on its own. So I feel like my main issue here is because I've got so many tracks interacting with each other, I feel like the game's actually just glitching out a little bit, and that's just what's happening. I don't know. I don't think I've tried to take off yet with this actually down. So maybe that's the next thing we do. So let's go ahead and put these guys down. And then let's try and take off. Maybe. Okay, so with those guys down, they are still bouncing, but it isn't as bad as it was. I think the actual problem we've got is the railings right there are actually the ones bouncing, not necessarily the actual elevator itself, which is so, like, really, really annoying. So what I might do now is actually delete the railings. We don't necessarily need them, and hopefully, maybe that'll work. Okay guys, it's time. There is no railings. Let's see what happens this time. I'm assuming that it'll be okay this time, but I'm not sure. So let's go ahead and lift off and see what happens. I'm sure it'll be fine. Maybe. There we go. Let it rev up and then get ourselves into the air. Very nice. Again, it sort of goes into the air a little bit wonky, which is not the best, to be honest. But as long as we tie everything down in flight, I guess we're okay. There we go, we are now in the sky. Are they bouncing? They are bouncing a little bit. Only a little bit, not as much as they were. So let's stop. Here we go, let's see if we can get out of our seat without going too crazy. Nah, it's still bouncing, so it's not necessarily those that were the issue, but I don't think we're bouncing as much. So that's a thing. I don't know whether maybe one of them is the wrong way around, and it's forcing itself the wrong direction. I don't think it is, though. Yeah, it makes little sense to me. It makes very, very little sense to me. But let's go ahead and push this button, see what that looks like. It looks cool. I wish it worked. It looks very cool. I do wish it worked. But yeah, if I go ahead and push this down, I mean, it is sort of doing its job, I guess. All right, let's try this one as well. Yeah, it's just bouncing now, and I'm not sure what's actually causing the bounce anymore. Because it doesn't actually appear to be these. But it must be, right? I don't know. Genuinely don't know what's happening. We aren't balanced very well. That is definitely something that is the case. We're not very balanced at all. But we're trying, you know? We're trying. Okay, there's another thing that I can do. I can actually have them lock when they get to the bottom, and have them lock straight down into the ground, which I think makes sense. But these guys don't look like they're actually bouncing at all. So I'm not sure what the issue actually is. Let's go back to the front. And, I don't know, I guess we can make the gyro do less, I guess, maybe, possibly, I don't know. But let's go ahead and try and, I don't know, stop it from doing stuff, I guess? Let's just do this. There you go, down to like 100. Is that still bouncing? Okay, I mean, it is still bouncing, but nowhere near as much. Okay. I think that solved it a little bit, actually. I think it did. Oh no, yeah, no, it definitely did. It definitely did. So, now we can actually walk around without bouncing everywhere. That's pretty good. So let's go ahead and lift ourselves back up to the top. And that will be brilliant. Yes. I'm also going to have to fix all of that too, because that's clearly not supposed to be there. I don't know whether to leave that jaggedy or not. I'm not sure. But, yeah, this is working. The only thing that I would say now is that our weight balance is off a little bit. So clearly we weigh more on this side because we have all of this structure, and we weigh less on that side because we don't have that structure at all. But it is flying, and it isn't jittering around anymore. It's just got a weight imbalance. But I guess if we can fix the gyro to work a little bit better, maybe that'll be okay. However, I guess the power's a little bit off. Because maybe we need the up and down on this side to be separate to the one on this side. So I guess if we disconnect them from each other on each side, that might be okay. I'm not sure. Maybe. Alright, so I'm actually going to go ahead and test that. Let's go ahead and disconnect these guys from each other. There we go. And I guess, go ahead and grab this color. Yes, go to pipes and just use, I don't know where it is, but this one, I think. Yes. Turn that around to there. That's good. We then need to go to the back end, and I think it's the same back there. So that the gyro can do its magic and hopefully stop us from, I don't know, being off balance. I guess it would make sense to actually disconnect these guys as well, I suppose. so that we have these 3 engines working with those 3 engines? Or do we do it where those 3 work with those 3? I'm not sure. Because then the gyro can sort of work itself out, I think. Maybe, possibly. I don't know. But anyway, let's go ahead and have a little look at this. So we got our yaw control there, our roll right there, and our pitch right here. Currently, the pitch isn't actually something that we can control from the front end. But maybe it should be. Is up and down even on here? Yes, it is. How many is that controlling, though? It looks like 4 at the front, and it looks like 4 at the back. Okay, that seems to make sense. And then this, I'm assuming, is on 1, but I'm not sure. Let's have a little look. See if we can even hover over that. Yes, it is on 1. Okay, interesting. So, let's have this be able to get controlled by the seat, and then we can go from there, maybe. So, W and S is what we need on there. And then A and D is going to go on there as well, I guess. So that's going to go on roll? But roll seems to already be controlled by something. Ah, it was already controlled by that. That's weird. That is very strange. Okay, but we can actually connect that onto there, and that's fine. Alright, so there's still some issues with this thing, but we've definitely made it a lot better, and it definitely works a little bit better too. So I'm actually really happy with this. But yeah, I did say at the start of this video I might actually finish this today. It turns out I haven't actually finished it, but we have made it fly a little bit nicer. From there, we've also added some lights and stuff like that. We might add some guns and weapons in the future, I'm not sure. Adding more pivots to this thing will make it more glitchy, probably. But yeah, I don't know. Lastly though, before we actually finish, I'm going to have a quick little check on each of these, make sure they're all in the same direction, which indeed they are. And yeah, I mean, I feel like that should all be working. The last thing actually completely that I want to do is try and attach this down to the ground. So let's get ourselves a connector, which is just one of these, and we're going to have this go straight down into another connector that is going to be down there. So that is diagonally 1 away from the corner. So we go diagonally 1 away from the corner, which is here, and we do, actually it's going to go below. So it needs to go about there. Okay, go ahead and put that there. And attach this guy to here. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same or similar thing on the opposite diagonal corner. So delete this guy, shove that onto there like so. Go straight down diagonal from here. There it is. And we'll connect these guys together like this. Whether this works or whether this doesn't work, I'm not sure, but I'm thinking, as long as I stabilize the actual elevators themselves, maybe we have a chance. Oakley dokley, send it down, there we go, nice. So that should be able to connect to the bottom side, so we're going to go ahead and send that one down as well. Clearly, I have no way of actually disconnecting it once it gets to the bottom, but that's fine, that's okay. I do also need to go down there in order to get to the bridge, which is at the front. Here we go, slowly but surely we'll get there. And that is awesome sauce. Nice. Okay. So, let's go ahead and turn it on. Get it ready to go. Wait for these guys to get to the bottom and connect. And we'll see what happens from there. Alright, so it should clunk itself down into the bottom. There it is. Nice. Let's go ahead and lift off. We're at full power right now, so I guess we'll see if we jitter. I think it might be down to the engines as well, to be fair, so that might be a thing, but we'll see. So let's get ourselves directly into the sky. Yes, I mean, it's working so far. That's okay. It's totally working so far. But, we'll see. I don't know. Are we bouncing at all? Yeah, we're bouncing. So even securing the actual elevators down doesn't really help us at all. So it just stays as is. Kind of interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, there you go. Anyway, for now, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.